Of whatever's going on is then kind of through that lens. And so an issue of rage or an issue of agitation or euphoria or all those things are driven, I'll let our physician speak more to this, are driven often by kind of biological or structural or neurochemical things, but then it's kind of amplified through the experience of the individual. And so whether it's rage, whether it's more isolation or more acting out kinds of behaviors, again, through whoever that person is. Now, when you talk about classification of is this schizophrenia, is this bipolar disorder, what's useful in the clinical context and what's useful in the family context, if you have someone close to you, is what does the diagnosis then do for you next? Does it lead to a treatment option? Does it give you clarity of, oh, that matches who I am and that allows me to take a step forward? There was a period of time in the history of mental health where classification was the priority, because if we understood where to put somebody, then we understood what to do. But actually, the more we understand about the brain and the more we understand about people, actually the more complex those decisions get, and the more you try different things and the more possibility of pathways that emerge that formerly we might not have considered or formerly were limited with somebody. And so you see a lot more experimentation by people, and maybe it works and maybe it doesn't. But gone are the days where if it's X, we do Y. There are things that physicians and nurse practitioners try because on aggregate it works more often. But then if it doesn't work, it points them in a different direction. If a diagnosis of schizophrenia allows somebody to have some sense of who they are and what it means, then that's fantastic. If it's a limiting factor, but it serves to give them disability benefits or something else that actually might improve their life in that moment, then great. There's a lot of
physician or a nurse practitioner puts that diagnosis in your chart. That's their best opinion as to your diagnosis. That doesn't mean it's right. There's certainly there are lots of doctors, myself included, that are wrong often.
So how do you challenge one?
You would have to find another practitioner or physician or nurse practitioner or psychologist to then give you a different diagnosis, and then from a legal standpoint or insurance standpoint, somebody would have to decide what they thought was correct.
There is a Dr. Levine is right, but there is a provision under the HIPAA statutes that say you're allowed to request an amendment. Now, it is the physician or the nurse practitioner or the psychologist's call after the request for amendment, but sometimes people feel like they have no recourse after the diagnosis.
Who do you request that amendment?
Of the physician or psychologist or nurse practitioner.